my mom sharing with me what she went through. Because, you know, it always been, oh yeah, you were adopted, and this is how it happened, and this was how excited we were. But then to turn around and say, you know, as I left the hospital with you, I felt guilty because I was so happy and I knew there was a woman upstairs somewhere that was just suffering the heartache of her life.
I understand your sacrifice.
I never felt like I was missing anything, but I didn't realize how much it would bother me until I got the letter saying, you know.
And the thought never crossed my mind that my birth mother may not want to see me or may have a life of her own. And that was how it was. I almost caused a divorce.
Having kids of my own, especially when both of them popped out with blue eyes. Where'd the blue eyes come from? And that was nice to know where that came from.
She's now able to enjoy my daughter as her granddaughter, and my granddaughter will grow up calling her grandmom.
I didn't want to threaten her or feel like, you know, make her feel like I needed something from her or wanted anything more than to know who she was and maybe a friendship.
She's got the blue eyes, and one of her daughters has the exact blue eyes that my oldest does.
And she never had any more children.
It was neat to know that at the time that she had contacted me, there were 5 generations of us alive.
It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
I didn't even know how I'd react, how I did react. I didn't realize that was coming.
You know, like I said, I didn't want anything from her, except to know who she was.
If I were to run into her somewhere, if I would know who she was, if we would know each other, if you'd have that bond.
When her husband sent a picture back, he even says, I've enclosed a picture of her. I think you will find resemblance amazing. I look at it and think, God, I know her from somewhere. Yes, because I look her in the mirror every day. The best thing for me probably was to get the letter from her husband, because just from reading the letter, you can tell that he absolutely loves her.
Especially in the 60s, birth mothers were hidden away often. When you come back into their life, you could be like a ghost, literally, to them.
Thanks. You know, I know, I can see what a sacrifice it was.
And there are kids out there that need a loving family, and you know, I think adoption's a great thing.
We were going to adopt, actually. My husband and I were. I'm really working on the third one being an adopted child.
Dear Sonny, that's a wonderful name. It says a lot about your personality. The search company asked that I write you a letter as an initial way of making contact. I understand it was quite a shock to you to learn of my search, and that you were not sure how to proceed, and I fully appreciate, and I wouldn't want to infringe on your privacy. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and why I conducted a search to find you. I've had a wonderful life. I had a great family, was well-disciplined, and am highly educated and a successful executive. I am married almost 20 years, and have had 4 wonderful children, though we lost a son to cancer, which was one of the reasons I started the search. Also, about a year ago, my adoptive mother, for some reason, told my wife not to tell me, but that I had 2 brothers. My wife, of course, couldn't sit on this kind of information and told me, which started my search process. I assumed my natural parents were long gone, being that I'm in my 40s, but I was now curious as to my brothers. So I hired a search firm, and they in turn found you. What a surprise. I've enclosed a picture along with contact information should you feel that you want to contact me. Sincerely, Tim.